Growing an association sounds great until your team actually has to manage it without centralized tools. When membership spikes, small staffs often find themselves drowning in manual renewals, isolated spreadsheets, and mountains of paper. We are digital marketing guides from SmartThoughts. Our goal isn't to read you a software marketing brochure. We evaluate these systems to uncover how they actually fit your daily operations and the strict trade-offs they require. Today, we are looking at Membes. It's an established Australian software-as-a-service platform that has been operating for a decade and is launching a major expansion into the United States in 2025. The system targets a very specific operational gap, the missing middle. These are associations running highly complex events, continuing education, and member workflows, but they have to do it all on strictly constrained budgets. This table highlights exactly who Membes is built for. Professional organizations with a staff of 2 to 15 people, managing anywhere from 1,000 to 100,000 members. That specific firmographic fit is crucial. It tells us this software is engineered for teams that require heavy-duty processing power, but do not have an enterprise-level IT department down the hall to manage it. Out of the box, Membes tackles these constraints by consolidating your operations. It merges your member database, automates your renewal notices, and integrates directly with a built-in website content management system. It also offers highly predictable pricing. You pay a monthly fee starting around $435, based entirely on your total member count. You are not penalized with extra license fees as you hire more staff to manage your growth. However, running a centralized, automated system demands absolute precision. Automation only does exactly what you tell it to do, meaning it requires perfect data input to function correctly. Before you migrate off your legacy spreadsheets, your data hygiene must be spotless. If you import messy contact lists, the new AMS will cheerfully automate the wrong communications to your entire member base. The cost savings of a predictable SaaS model are real, but they are only realized if your small staff is willing to invest the heavy initial grunt work to clean and map your legacy data before day one. This quadrant chart plots out the reality of deploying software. While marketing materials promise a rapid 10-week launch, your timeline actually depends on who is doing the physical labor. Membes offers 3 implementation tiers. The first is supported DIY. It requires minimal upfront budget, placing it neatly in the bottom right corner. But that low price tag comes with a steep operational cost. It forces the entire configuration and workflow setup onto your existing staff, who are likely already stretched thin running their daily operations. If you need expert guardrails, the guided tier lands right in the middle. It gives you a structured 10-session program with a Membes product expert to keep your team on track. And for teams with 0 extra bandwidth, the assisted tier requires a higher upfront budget, but delivers 20 hours of hands-on setup labor directly from the vendor. Once you choose your setup tier and get the system live, you then have to account for ongoing operational expenses. This scorecard breaks down the Membes native communications module. While hosting, upgrades, and system emails like renewals are fixed costs, marketing emails and SMS messages are variable usage costs. This means if your organization relies heavily on constant digital marketing and outbound campaigns, a predictable fixed cost license will quickly turn into a fluctuating monthly expense. You have to ruthlessly align your implementation choice and your communication strategy with your actual staff bandwidth. Otherwise, a highly affordable software license simply becomes an expensive operational bottleneck. Many executives assume that because a platform calls itself an all-in-one system and offers an open API, they can customize everything endlessly for cheap. The reality of a cost-effective SaaS platform requires a strict trade-off. To achieve that low base price, your organization must conform its internal processes to the software's pre-built architecture. Let's say your team loves its highly specialized legacy learning management system and decides to connect it to Membes using the Open API. Bridging external tools means you have to hire a third-party developer to write the code. That is an outside expense rarely factored into a constrained association budget. If you desire a seamless, low-maintenance technology stack, you must fully commit and adopt Membes' native CMS and integrated tools as they were designed. If you insist on maintaining a disparate, custom tech stack, you must be prepared to pay continuous maintenance costs to support those API bridges every time a system updates. Membes delivers its highest return on investment when you standardize your internal operations to fit the software, rather than burning money trying to force the software to accommodate your bespoke legacy processes. This decision tree illustrates the final evaluation framework. First, are our workflows standard or highly custom? Then assess your staff bandwidth. Do you have time for DIY setup, or is the assisted package mandatory to survive the transition? Artificial intelligence is excellent at summarizing feature lists and comparing flat pricing tiers across different vendors, but AI cannot evaluate your human elements. It doesn't know if your 4-person staff has the technical patience for complex data mapping, or whether your legacy financial data in Xero will actually integrate cleanly during a 10-week sprint. Membes is a powerful, budget-friendly platform. However, its success hinges entirely on matching its rigid implementation realities to your association's specific capabilities and constraints. To navigate these trade-offs, call SmartThoughts at 1-817-523-9801 or visit smartthoughts.net to access the AMS selection toolkit and schedule a vendor-neutral consultation.